What up, my friends? How you guys doing on this? How you guys doing on this day 54 of no, 55. Look at that. I don't even remember. That's how freaking fast it's going by. Day 55 of No Excuses 2024. What are you doing today to change your reality? You know, I just made a wicked long video about this conversation I had with a gentleman yesterday where he was in this anger spiral, you know, just couldn't get out of it, just kept spiraling around it. You know, I kept trying to interject a different story, a different message, you know, something that related to it, something that I did, you know, and then how it affected me. And, you know, it's easy for us to see it in others, right? It's hard for us to see it in ourselves when we're going through it, you know. And at the end, I was like, hey, man, take it easy on yourself. And he's like, you're right, you know, because people were just talking trash, you know. And I had said to him, I said, look, man, 80% of people have zero follow through. They might say something, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, you know, and they don't. I mean, had my life threatened online, you know, and it wasn't the smartest thing for me to do. But I gave them my address, my phone number, and I was like, come see me. Come see me. They didn't see me. They didn't come see me. Anyway, I mean, thank God, right? Because who knows how that could have ended. But anyway, you know, I had a very similar situation just now at a convenience store in my neighborhood. I parked in a spot that wasn't a spot. I've parked there many a time, you know. It's not blocking any other spots, just on this corner. And there was nobody in the lot. You know, and I'm Nick fitting, you know. I wanted to get these these little nicotine lozenges or whatever the hell they're called, Zins or whatever. They didn't even have the kind I wanted. But the guy was like, hey man, you can't park there, it's not a spot. And my first thought was to start berating him, making fun of his appearance, you know, his fitness, his hair, his glass, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't. I mean, I did sarcastically go, oh, so sorry. Didn't mean to block all this business here. You know, mind you, there's my car, another customer's car, and this gentleman's car. It's 6:45 in the a.m. on a Saturday. You know, I could see if it was a weekday because it's busy over there. But it was Saturday, so I wasn't really thinking about it. Just trying to get in and get out. And, you know, I was like, sorry for blocking all the business. I mean, it's so busy here now. And, you know, that's all I said, you know. And then I moved my car. I knew I was wrong because even though the striping is all worn out and busted up, I knew it wasn't a spot, you know, technically. Well, no, I knew it wasn't a spot. Not technically, it's just not a spot. And, you know, I guess I kind of remembered the conversation I had with a gentleman yesterday about the whole anger spiral thing. And, you know, not being able to see it when you're in it. And something just told me at that time, like, hey, man, you ain't got to say shit. You ain't got to say shit, you know. And then I went inside and, you know, it was like, hey, man, sorry I blocked all the business, just kind of snickering. But then the other guy, the other attendant that was there, he was actually very nice and nonchalant and was like, yeah, no problem, man, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you want some coffee? You want this? You want that? You know, what do you need? And then they didn't have what I wanted, so I got a, you know, similar product, different flavor. And I left, you know. So, I mean, that was a success in my mind. I mean, I could have just kept my fucking mouth shut and be like, oh, sorry about that, and moved, right? But I'm a Gen Xer, and I don't like being told what to do. But I did. I moved, you know, and I knew I was wrong. I knew I was wrong the whole time. But I did want to attack him, you know. And years ago, you know, I would have, and not that long ago, I should say, not that many years ago. But you know, I would have gotten to a verbal argument with him. He was much smaller than I was, so I doubt it would have ever got physical. But you know, I've brought situations, altercations that would never have been physical to that physical level many a time. You know, and then what, right? So then I can't, either I get arrested or charged or whatever, and then, you know, or I can't go to that freaking store anymore, and it's It's only a couple miles from my house, you know what I'm saying? So each time I flip out like that, or flip out, not like that, but each time I used to flip out, I was just making my world that much smaller. You know, there's another place I can't go. There's someone else I can't, you know, talk to or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I can apologize and things like that, but, you know, if you get physical and, you know, and I get pretty hurtful when I insult people, you know. When I was growing up, we had a thing called cracking, and you just make fun of each other all the fucking time. And I was pretty good at it, you know. Still am, or so I think, right? But it just makes you look like a fool. Especially when you're wrong. It definitely makes you a fool, look like a fool then, you know. Could I have handled it a little bit different? Sure, you know. I should have just been like, all right, sorry about that, and moved. You know what I mean? I mean, who knows, right? Like, who knows what life this guy has, you know? Who knows what kind of night he had, what kind of morning he had, you know? Who's fucking with him, you know, outside of work or even at work, you know? We don't know these things. I don't know the man's struggle, so I shouldn't make his struggle any harder, you know? It was fine, you know, everything worked out good, you know? I mean, I have to look at that as a success and also a small failure because I could have just kept my mouth shut and moved the car. Live and learn, right? But I'm not angry about it. My first time around, when I was driving down here, I'm like, you know, I was a little diseased about it for sure, but you know, I'm over it. I thought about that other situation, and I'm like, see, you could see it in that gentleman's story, right? But you have a hard time seeing it in your own. So I have to keep the focus on me. You know, when I can help someone else out with the lessons that I've learned, I will. You know, it's just, we're not able to hear the lesson until we're able to hear the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Or let me say it this way. We're not able to hear the lesson until we're able to receive the blessing of that lesson. You know? So I was never able to receive the blessing of the lesson. You know, I was ignoring lessons my whole life, you know. And remember, you can get off of that doom spiral, that anger spiral at any time. Change your mind. Change your perception, change your reality, you know, change your physicality. That's what's helped me too, you know, being out here, you know, dedicating myself to something every single day, whether I want to do it or not, that's positive, you know, because I've dedicated myself to something that I, you know, whether I wanted to do it or not, but it wasn't positive, you know, but now I'm dedicating myself to stuff that's positive, you know, things that are positive, and I do them every day, you know, I push myself. Opening my shop when I was normally closed, you know, I'm staying later, I'm going in earlier, you know, I come out here a little bit longer, I push myself a little harder. You know, that's all you gotta do, man. You gotta do little changes, set the intent, then put it in action. Put your plan in action and move forward, you know. Yeah, if you have a couple setbacks here and there, don't quit, don't stop, keep pushing yourself, If you felt that you didn't succeed yesterday, succeed today. Push yourself harder today, you know. You might not be able to make up for that yesterday, you know, the fiasco of yesterday, but you can keep the fiasco of today at bay, you know. Get at it, folks. Day 55, no excuses, 2024, year of the dragon. Peace. I love you. Like, subscribe, and share. If you get value off of this, let me know. You know what I mean? If you don't, let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want.